Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Wired up and ready to go. Better than a bare head. That's interesting. You need to believe how serious this is if you want to have any effect on it. Got to time it right to make them work. Left, right, left, right. Pumping good, looking better. Seems like a peculiar item. Ooh-wee, that's biohazard. It's darkest between the stars. Oh, it's locked. Needs a key. That's a motored blind box dispenser. These auto markets were quite popular in the long gone. You need to flick the switches in order to process power through the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. Small things for your big ideas. Hard to see too far in the darkness. Looks like some solid wood scrap there. That hurt them. Bang, bang. Ah, the Gnote pen. Noko never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first. Let's see.
Turi kumbala mua. Kialdo male kanoto.
Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again.
Pialto ma.
She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid.
Inadabsunka?
But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going.
Andro?
Believes
Tukonda.
Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be.
Anora kapapom.
She
Brumblere marsamambu.
She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still.
Kanamunta.
Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk.
Kanamut asil natu.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones. So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the Gnotes die with it. Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out. Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day. But let's...
Asil natu. Ferena masalapo.
The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you.
Masamal.
You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take...
Kanamunt.
It's the most magnificent creature she's ever encountered. A creature straight out of a dream or story. You found the Majut meadow. Watch out for the Majut.
Sana yote.
Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned.
Pial tu ma.
She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down.
Asaduru tu.
The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down.
Narolote.
She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway. At least,
Vaseno kasamanwaru.
it's easy to describe. A crossway is where roads meet in a knot and merge. This one is in Sector 7J, if you're familiar with Out-of-Date's map. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. Just a few moves left. Make them count. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is.
It's intended.
With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned.
Kala.
She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got.
Sana yote.
The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha Majut.
Amu.
If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the Gnotes. That's not so far away.
Kodotuku.
It's a seat you fasten on the back of a mount to safeten up your ride. It can become quite bumpy and risky without. You need to loosen the bolts without rattling the Mechamajut. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Noko. Listen to all that night noise.
Andro?
Now that the Majut's got a mouthful of bonbon gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Majut is ready to ride.
Moni basa.
Nocco's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it.
Minalagi mamuru.
She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe.
Pial tu ma.
You'll find Mito at Bright Light. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths.
Minalagi mamuru.
He's been able to literally shed some light in the darkness for her over the years, but also because of his cheerful manner.
Ferena masalapu.
The lotus...
Pola kuto.
Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history. It's important to stay grounded. You share the same fate as the tree. Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. If you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So, he hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core. The contamination disrupted what we now know as key energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate. He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head. It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground. The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out. The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end. He'll keep the seats open, and you are... Out of Date says the word about what you've done so far is spreading. The tribes haven't lost hope yet. He appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately... He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding... That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's hunch is real. The Merc Puff is up next. Out of Date says that Wiz is worried now that the Northwest World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Wiz is working on an undersurf vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help. Didn't have... You found Snodesburg. Such a neat village. Let's see. Hates the fact that they can't sleep with the monstrous fluff hulk roaming about. The beast comes roaming around day and night and they can't. Believes the less hulks in this world, the better. Tells you to wait till they fall asleep, or go hunt it down, whatever works. Claims that the monstrous fluff hulk. You're the only one with a prayer against that well placed. The darkness swallows everything at night. Look at that metal scrap over there. Another gutway. Let's just have it your way. Wow. Radical. That's an improvement. You need to regulate the nozzles so they adjoin. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Now that's unblocked, there's nothing stopping the flow. Might kill your appetite. It's not slippery. So much damage. Pancakes, anyone? Glad to see some wood scrap there. Handy. At least the rain doesn't burn too bad. Look at that plastic scrap, just waiting for someone to do something with it. The cranks need to be unturned in the right order. As long as karma exists, the world changes, and we change with it. Bang Shelter 11G. Too bad these aren't proof against the end of the world. Someone will pay dearly for that. This is Burblebottom. Happy to finally get to meet you. He's seen a lot of things wash up on his miniature shore, but nothing as exciting as you. Figures it's impossible. As bad as the air might be, the goo is even worse. It must have been upstream only to get to this point in your histo-future. But which way are you going now? With the flow or against? It's crazy hard to flipper against the surf, but you can't save the world if you let it sweep you away. Either way, it's a shame the surf has gotten so nasty. Thinks life is like trying to ride a wave. You need to pick the right one, but you don't really know which one that is until you're on top of it. Better to ride a wave than let the perfect one pass you by. Seems to him that there's always another wave coming along. Can't imagine how wonderful it's going to be to surf on gooless goo. The world is going to live. Can't thank you enough for fighting against the goo. Happy you ride alongside the Myriad. They bring a real shine to everything they work with. Says they shine so bright. They glitter on the waves. But none of that's nearly as important as enjoying the day, right? He never drank from this pond because of the disgusting things done there. Even the fish stopped drinking here after the pollution made the surf mucked and the air blocked his gills. He figures the Tree of Life isn't drinking either. Or, well, that's not true. He said it does drink, as it has no other choice. It's a tree, but it's forced to drink poison. Figures you're right, but that doesn't mean he has to drink that. Gil says he feels like a fish out of water because of this, but understands he needs to make a change. He wonders if you know a safe spot, somewhere the water is still clear and unblackened. He says he's ready to... He wants you to lead him to the edge of a place like... Claims to be moved... Let's see. A breeze would be wonderful right now. That there is a fume foundry where toxanol processed go juice. Oh, wow! Isotope! Wow. Atomic. Check out that plastic scrap over there. Well placed. Bangarang. Gil clearly has his head above the surface now that his fish is in the water, and asks you to find and free the Peewee Gargantua from the bandits now that you're on a roll, saving surfing creatures.
Chezzur.
Gil says he feels he owes you something, but understands you have no time to spill as the fate of the world is at stake.
Men to worry.
But he's found lots of waste when exploring the land in...
Men flinke forte.
He's happy to give you the bearings when you have time.
Betty the Fudo.
Says when the waters got so bad,
Panguel matter.
hears you might be ready to surf,
Men flinke forte.
not wild like...
Wife and un.
With the surf clearing up now, he's not sure why you'd want an arm.
Betty the Fudo.
Thanks you for trying to get the surf to ungoo, as
Psychic murder.
asks who you're thinking of riding out of here with on that snazzy ark.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count. But you know you can't go on without me.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company.
Betty the Fudo.
Just stunned that you want him to surf the stars with you. Space waves are the best waves ever.
A study of man.
Gil is always ready to help.
Kimmerigent have something.
Will be around when you... So much damage. Atomized. Radiant. Hot metal. Hey, nice shot. Made to be broken. The warmth just goes right to your toesies. You need to undo that Notomajig to set the Peewee Gargantua free. You undid the Notomajig. Run, Peewee Gargantua. You're free. You can see that Lumen Tower from forever away. See that plastic scrap over there? This story is as powerful as you'll let it be. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Wow, there's the Lumen Tower. In the old times, they used it to warn off goo floaters in the dark, but it's got a wilder secret now. Guess you still want more than that. The antenna needs to be pointed in the right direction. As the iBox broadcasts, it's hit or miss, but when it does hit, it's usually right in the feels. Spin the lumen lamp at the top of the tower, and it shows you a secret place. Neat. You illuminated that secret cave over there. Wonder what's in it? Ready to jet. That's a riddle room. Wonder what you need to do here to win the ancient treasure. Take this seriously, or it'll take you down. Great job taking out that monstrous fluffer. Juju is thrilled over the bobbin, and he believes couture can do that for you, you know. Change the way you feel, and also change the way others feel about you. He's prepared something for you while you were away. Do you want it to fit your mood, or do you want a change of heart? Fashion can help you define mood. That's what he wants you to feel. Juju thinks it's amazing that you found an ark and are refurbishing it for a launch. No, but he supposes that he's just happy the ark not that Juju...
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why?
If you want to...
But you know you can't...
Thinks you could have chosen someone better, but Juju can't wait to join you on the ark as soon as you're ready. He's invested in helping you look your... Seems...